welcome to the top lessons. Today we are going to talk about the structure which the government in India is having. So let us start. So India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic with a parliamentary system of government. So this is the definition of the government in India. So these are the important words which are defining our government system. Okay, we will talk about these words one by one. So as of now you understand that India is kind of having a complex type of government system where it has different types of characteristics. So, as you are aware, India is a union of states with federal system. Federal system means where the power is actually divided with the states also. Union government is not having the complete power. The power is actually divided or given to the states also. Some powers are given to the states also. On few powers, like whatever they want to take the decision on particular things, they can make their laws and policies by their own, and other important things will be taken care of by the central or union government. So this is the definition and the characteristics of our Indian government in India. So let us talk about these important words which are defining the government of India. First one, sovereign. Sovereign is the word which is used when the power, the absolute power or the supreme authority is held by the government itself. That means nobody else will be interfering in making the laws and policies from outside the country. That means India is like having the total authority or absolute power in making making the government and running the government. Second word we can say is socialist. Socialist is a special type of characteristics of a government where the system actually works for the society, or whatever types of economic or the other activities are there in the country or in the state. They are actually society oriented. They have the they are actually working towards the welfare of the society. Okay, they are like the capitalist type of government will not be there. That means whoever is having more wealth, that will not be given the authority to rule. Socialist means like whatever type of economic activities will be considered for the societies. Third one, secular. Secular is the word which is used for any system which is not related to any specific religion. That means our country is not a religion specific country. That means in India we have different types of religions, and every religion is considered equal. No one religion is given the importance. It does not matter how much is the population of a particular religion. Every religion have the equality. Fourth term is democracy. Democracy, as you are already aware, democracy is the system where the government is actually chosen by the people and run by the people. They have their representatives. These representatives form the government and make the policies and the laws for the welfare of the people. So democracy is the government by the people, for the people, and of the people, we can say. Fifth term is republic or republics type of system. Republics, that means the governing body will have the power with the people. That means all the people of the country will have the ultimate power, you can say. They will have the power to choose their leaders, their representatives, and then those representatives will make the policies and laws keeping in mind the welfare of the people they are representing. That means wherever they are coming, they will take care of the people by making the policies and the laws oriented towards them. Okay, so that means you can say that it is a kind of rule by the people. So democracy and republics have some similarities. Federalism. Federalism is a type of system where we have a government system where the power is actually divided among the states also. That complete power is not lying with the central or union government. Some part of power is also given to the states. That means they can make their own laws and policies according to their states. That means depending upon the scenarios in their states, they can make the policies and laws. And there are some important areas where the union or the central government has the ultimate power. So distribution of power is there in the federalism. Union of states. India is also a union of states because in India we have so many states, like 28 states and 9 union territories. They are combining and making a union. That means our country is a union of states. So these are the characteristics which are included in the definition of our government in India. Now, we will talk about various levels in government. As we are aware, in any country, in India also, we have smaller villages, then we have towns, we have cities, then we have like districts, and these districts are combining and making states, and all the states are combining and making a country or a union. So that is why in India we have three different levels of government. First one, local level. In local level also we can have different types of government, local government. First one, panchayati raj system. So this panchayati raj system works in rural areas. Okay, then we have municipality. It is also called as nagar palika. Whenever the town is not very big, it is a decent town, decent size town, then the governing body will be called as municipality. Then we have municipal councils. These are created just for the bigger towns. That means smaller towns will have municipalities, and bigger towns will have municipal councils. And then we have municipal corporation. It is also called as nagar nigam. Okay, so whatever are the bigger cities, in bigger cities we will have this type of local government system. So panchayati raj system is for villages. For smaller town, municipality. Then municipal council, it is also called as nagar parishad. Okay, municipality is known as nagar palika, municipal council is known as nagar parishad, and municipal corporation is known as nagar nigam. Okay, so depending upon the size of the area, these four types we can have in a local government. So local government, work of the local government is that, like, taking care of the area. That means like taking decisions for the welfare of the area. Okay, then we have next level, state government. So as I told you, these villages, cities and town combining, they are making states. So in every state we have a government, and also in the union territories. So we have two types of state governments, you can say. First one, for the proper states, state governments we have. And then for union territories we have union territory government. Okay, so they also have the same type of work which government has, like making the laws and policies, keeping in the mind taking care of the welfare of the people. Okay, considering the welfare of the people, according to that only they make the laws and policies and implement that. Okay, like whatever power is given to them by the union, according to that, whatever decisions they can take, they take for the welfare of the people. Then we have the third level, which is the central government or the union government. Okay, it is also called as national government. That means it is the biggest level of the government in our country, where all the major areas, like the important areas, they have the power in those important areas, like the defense of the country. Okay, like the finance and all important areas are actually taken care of by the central government. So overall, in general, if we say that this union or the central government kind of supervises the state governments, and then this state government supervises the local government. Or you can say the local governments reach out to the state government whenever they are having some issues, or they want to consult something. Similarly, state governments reach out to the central government. So we have three levels of the government in our country. So this is it about this video lecture. I hope you understood. Thank you so much for watching.